When you turn 60 and encounter certain signs, it could mean that the heavens are guiding you. In the ancient Chinese text motto couplets, it is written, "Things have their timing, neither too early nor too late, they happen just right." If fate is against you, you will stumble, and every step feels like sinking into the ground. Many things may seem chaotic, but they are often a result of timing and coincidence. If you can go with the flow, even unexpected events may turn into opportunities that change your fate. However, if you are constantly afraid of these surprises, you may miss out on these chances, leading to failure in everything you do. Even after reaching 60, you should still act according to the situation. When you notice the following signs, don't be overly concerned. They may be a sign that the heavens are guiding you. 1. A minor illness. Heaven's reminder to cherish your health. Many people see illness as punishment from the heavens. There is a saying in rural areas, when a poor man gets sick, the king of hell comes to collect debts. However, the philosopher Plato said, "Nothing is more delightful than health," although people do not realize it until they fall ill. When you look at things from a dialectical perspective, you'll see that when people are healthy, they often don't treasure their bodies. Some stay up late, overwork, and trade health for wealth. It is only after falling ill that they realize how precious health truly is, more valuable than gold. By the time you're 60, if you don't know how to take care of your body and still think you're as strong as a young person, you're in for a rude awakening. A minor illness forces you to reassess your health. Lying in a hospital bed, dependent on others to make decisions, or being unable to move while getting injections, may also burden your children, causing them to take time off work to care for you, which may cost them both time and money. When illness strikes, it's a harsh reminder that only with good health can you secure a future and maintain a happy life. It also spares your children from extra trouble. Elderly people who fear illness often become more active in exercising, and over time, they may develop self-discipline, abandoning lazy habits and even quitting smoking or drinking. 2. The passing of your parents. Heaven's way of teaching you acceptance. The loss of parents brings deep sorrow to many, often leaving people heartbroken. By the time you're 60, your parents are likely in their 80s or 90s. The inevitability of saying goodbye to them is something you cannot avoid. At first, losing your parents feels overwhelming, and it may be hard to imagine how to carry on. There is no longer anyone who loves you unconditionally, and no one left to call you by your childhood nickname. But after a while, you begin to realize how close life and death are. What you once feared has now become a reality. As time passes, you become less afraid of death. Like your aging parents, you start making end-of-life arrangements and may even calmly choose your burial site. The writer Pu Songling once said, "To the wise, life and death are the same. Why should life be joyful and death sorrowful?" When you feel that your time is limited, you comfort your children, telling them not to grieve but to live their lives well. This brings a great sense of peace, for understanding the nature of life and death reduces many of life's worries. 3. Losing your job. Heaven's way of teaching you to let go. Some people, even after turning 60, still seek out work. However, they often face rejection. Employers are hesitant to hire someone in their 60s due to the risks involved, especially for physically demanding jobs where the potential for accidents increases. By the time you reach 60, you are supposed to retire. Even if you don't want to, there's little you can do. You have to make way for younger generations. After several setbacks, you come to understand the natural cycle. As waves in the Yangtze River push forward, the older waves must retreat onto the shore. When you stop chasing after jobs, you may suddenly discover the joy of having nothing to do. Embrace the role of a grandparent, for that is your most important position now. You may also find that being called old man or old lady by others no longer bothers you. When someone offers you a seat, you can sit down without feeling awkward, knowing that it is your right. More importantly, you realize that it's time to be a kind and loving elder, contributing without expecting anything in return. This is the true happiness of growing old. 4. Your children moving away, heaven's way of strengthening your bond with your spouse. After 60, your children will likely have families of their own and move out. Initially, seeing them go may make you feel reluctant. A house that once bustled with activity now feels empty. During holidays, your children may return for a few days, but soon they leave again, and the house becomes quiet once more. Over time, you begin to appreciate that the best life is one shared with just your spouse, enjoying simple meals and the changing seasons together. You finally understand the meaning of the saying, young couples, old companions. Once, you may have quarreled with your spouse or even considered divorce, but now, you start to cherish each other, becoming caregivers for one another. When the house is full, you may not rely on your spouse much, but in moments of solitude, you'll find yourself leaning on each other, hoping to stay together for life. Your spouse is the person who has been with you the longest. Treating each other kindly leaves a lasting warmth for the rest of your days. 5. Being forgotten by others, heaven's way of returning you to simplicity. When you first retire, some of your old colleagues may still come to you for advice, since there are always loose ends at work or things you handled better. However, after a while, they will stop seeking your guidance, as they no longer need your help. Even retired colleagues who once gathered with you for chats will eventually go their separate ways. Friends and relatives may forget your former position and start calling you by your name instead of addressing you by your old title. You'll also find that some younger neighbors no longer show you the respect they once did. You have become just another face in the crowd. But surprisingly, this doesn't bother you. It's the natural course of life. The philosopher Zhou Guoping once said, "The lowest state of life is ordinariness, next is transcendence, and the highest is returning to simplicity." Living as an ordinary person, you realize that just as you came into the world with nothing, you will leave with nothing. This return to simplicity brings a sense of peace. 6. Conclusion. As the book Ming Dynasty Tales says, only those who truly understand the ugliness and filth of the world, who have been beaten down by reality and tormented by suffering, who are bruised and battered but still never give up on their pursuit of light, and who continue to smile and move forward with determination, those are the true heroes. All the difficulties you face are reminders, nudging you to understand certain truths. If everything always went smoothly, you might become greedy and arrogant, losing sight of who you are. These struggles are heaven's way of guiding you after 60, pushing you to follow a new path instead of continuing in a straight line. Just as the seasons unfold with spring, summer, autumn, and winter, so too does life blossom with ups and downs, making it all the more vibrant and beautiful.